It's very rare that people find private sponsors in track. I don't think it'll ever be as big as road because there's so much money there. You got teams with multi-million. I can't see my front wheel.
So you just look at the line under you.
I can see like the bottom of my wheel. Can only get selected from the Olympics or World Championships. But like my power numbers were pretty insane at that point. Your living conditions are just not great.
What is the difference in terms of fitness or skills between a World Tour road cyclist and a World Tour track cyclist?
1/10 faster, you just gotta be more aero. So I'm just looking on the internet, like, taping the vents inside the helmet. And like, I was kind of cheating on that one because I had I don't know if I can talk about this, a secret piece tech. So it's like over 1400 watts for 30 seconds.
Over the last year, a lot of you guys asked me, Charles, when will you launch a podcast? When will we be able to hear amazing cyclist story, product gear, adventures, when we will get more in-depth, long-form content from you? And it's now finally the time. I've now equipped myself with some proper podcast equipment. I have a lot of interesting guests that I want to invite over, and I just want to have so much more in-depth conversation with cyclists and people and brands and anything interesting related to the world of cycling. And you guys will benefit a lot from this podcast. A lot of knowledge will be shared, a lot of stories, a lot of tips, advice, a lot of hacks. This will be fun. Without further introduction, who will be my first guest? And it is Mathias Guillemette. Mathias Guillemette is a track racer from Canada. He's been shaking up the track world recently with his apparition into the Track Champions Leagues, which we're going to go all over it into the podcast with Mathias. It's super interesting. Mathias has incredible aero knowledge that he's going to share with us. He has some hacks and he has some cool stories for you guys to learn. So without further ado, let's start this podcast with Mathias. I want to just say the first 20 minutes, the audio is not that great. I messed it up with the control board with the audio. So the second 20 minutes of this interview, it's using the right proper podcast microphone. So it's a lot better. So if you can't stand the first part, just go to the second, but then you will miss some quite good information and knowledge about Mathias and is the crazy world of track cycling. And if throughout this episode you have any question, please leave them in the comments down below. Mathias and I will be down there in the comment section replying to every single comment, so we can make sure that you guys have the answer that you're looking for. So, all right, let's get into the episode.
All right, guys, here I am with Mathias Guillemette. Mathias, why don't you just quickly introduce yourself for people who don't know you?
Mathias, I ride track. I also ride road, but just for fun. I'm 21. And I ride for Cycling Canada.
And we have to say, you're 21 and you just completed the Champions League of track. This is a brand new world. If you guys don't know the Champions Leagues, I want you to explain it, but it actually unveiled the way that the UCI pull on this show. First of all, what's the Champions League and how did you get into it?
Yeah, it's a different race than usual. It's like a little more like a show. You can just, when you're in the velodrome at this race, it's like all different. There's no light. Mm-hmm. It's only black lights and like LEDs everywhere, and like you got mics on you and shit. It's like it's all different. It's all for the spectators, I guess. And it's just to get people to watch races because normally we probably get 1,000 people in the velodrome. Now we're solding out like 10,000 people per race.
Really? So it did work.
Oh yeah.
And where were how many stages? Can we say stages?
Yeah, there's 5 stages in 4 different places. So it starts in Mallorca, and then they fly you out to it was Berlin, and then it was Paris, Saint-Quentin, and then London for 2 days.
I feel they kind of try to do like a F1 tour, right? Like it goes from one place to the other. And in F1, we know how selective it is. Yeah. There's only 20 pilots there. How did you get invited to do the Champions League? You must be in the top 20 track racer in the world to be there.
Yeah, you can only get selected from the Olympics or World Championships.
Okay.
So if you top 3 at the Olympics, you get an invite for the next 4 years.
Really?
And then if you got a top 5 at Worlds to get an invite this year. Let's say this year I'm not selected yet. I might be because I did pretty good.
Yeah.
So they can pre-select people. But then from Worlds, they'd only take the podium, and then a lot of people kind of decline because they got 6 days and road races, whatever. Especially here in like this year in summer. So probably gonna get lucky.
Yeah, and let's talk about your results. You shook up at the stage. Everyone, I remember, shared your videos of you winning the race, and talk to us about what was the race, what went down, and what was your feeling doing good in the Champions League?
Yeah. I mean, like 2 weeks before the race, I didn't know what to think about it. I was kind of just going no pressure, like trying to do my best because I was just coming off World Championships. I did 13th in points race, so it was all right, but not my best performance. But like my power numbers were pretty insane at that point, just from building up for Worlds and then keep on going for 2 weeks and then track lead. So yeah, I knew I had some pretty good legs, like the best legs I've ever had. And yeah, I mean the training before was going really good. So I guess the race, it was in the limb first weekend. The scratch didn't go at all. Like it went all right. I think I did 6th. But then me and Dylan were both pissed for the limb. And yeah, I guess it went pretty good. I pretty much did a textbook limb and won it.
How did you play it? So, because we know there's definitely a lot of strategies to play an elimination. What was your style of going for that win? Did you have a plan coming up to the race, and did you stick to the plan, or you had to completely change it?
Yeah, there's only so many strategies in the limb that's going like 59 average. Mm-hmm. So the best plan is to stay P2 and just defend it and have the biggest balls to shoot some insane gaps. There's definitely some angry people after the race on my way of riding, but whatever. They didn't win. They didn't get the money, so whatever I did. And yeah, so I pretty much stayed P2 the whole race. I went over the pack like 3-4 times, and yeah, it was a hard one. Like I have the power data from it, mm-hmm. and there's definitely like some hard 6-7 minutes in there.
Can you share the power on which you put on for those 7 minutes? Like, do you
the last 5 minutes was over 450 watts.
The last 5 of a 20-minute race in total?
No, it's 12 minutes.
12,
but
still huge.
Yeah, there's a 30-second over 1,000 watts at the start.
Yeah.
And then every time you go over the pack, it's a sustained 1,000 watts to go over. And like we're averaging, I don't know, 115 RPM for the whole time. So yeah.
What speeds? Pretty much on the track for those who don't know, because track is fast.
It was 59 km/h average.
59.
Yeah.
59.
Yeah.
That's insane. Road races don't get anywhere close to that. That's crazy. Like all the blog articles are like, Paris-Roubaix did 47, faster ever. You guys do like 55.
Yeah, Madison at Worlds, we averaged 59, like 58.8 for an hour.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's huge. And you briefly mentioned about you got the money from winning the race.
Yeah.
Can you just explain us the economics of the track, the Champions Leagues? Do you have like just a base salary to be there, or you have to just pay all your expenses yourself? Does Cycling Canada do? How does it work?
So we start off, we're pretty much all funded on the track.
Yeah.
Because you can't really get a personal deal or team. So I have a trade team that kind of pays me too, but national team funding is just name a carding. Mm-hmm. We'll give you like, I don't know, 12 grand a year. Just to kind of live and eat.
Yes.
So then, yeah, it's not great. People say we're getting paid. It's not great because we're paying project fees too. Every single race we're paying $1,500
just to
be there.
Really?
Yeah.
From your pocket?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
From the money they gave me.
Okay.
So then you get invited to Track League. They give you, I think it's $3,600 to pay your flights and everything. So you kind of make money out of that. And then every race you win, it goes from 1,000 euros down to $50 for everyone. So 2 races a weekend, and then overall is 25 grand for the winner.
Okay.
And it goes down to 15, 12, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. So 5th, I mean, you can do calculation. 5th was pretty good, and then 5 podiums. So
that's awesome. And I want to know, so you're planning to be there next year? Like, it's your goal for this year to get again invited? And when will you know when you have that ticket secured?
So you either know in a month if you're pre-selected and you're very lucky, because then you can find sponsors.
Yeah.
There's 3 places for sponsors on a kit. You can get a good bit of money or kit or whatever. Or the day after Worlds, which is 2 weeks before the track meet.
Which is, it's very close to.
Oh yeah, 2 weeks.
So will you be at Worlds this year?
Hopefully. Yeah. So track league this year is at the same time as Pan Am Games.
Okay.
So it's not too bad if I don't get selected. I get to go to Pan Am Games.
I mean, track leagues look a lot more better than games in my mind.
Yeah, I mean, so winning Pan Am Games is kind of like I'd like to win Pan Am Games.
Yeah.
But the money aspect of track league is what attracts people, I think.
Yeah, I mean the track leagues have the world's eyes on it.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I remember I was in Spain when it was happening last December, right?
Yeah.
And I was at the airport waiting for my bike luggage, and on the TV by the carousel, they were playing the track league,
yeah.
and I think I watched you race on by the
Yes.
airport. Something you don't see in North America.
It's kind of rarely you feel special being in a race sometimes, especially in track when you don't really have to be selected. You just show up.
Yeah.
Anyone could show up pretty much. So yeah, it's like you're invited there again. And you're kind of special, I guess.
Yeah.
You get flip-flops, win Champions League and that. But no.
That's cool. And now I want to know, why the track? Why not go through what 99% of cyclists, road cyclists, young cyclists do and try to go on the world tour on the road? Why did you focus on track at the earlier age?
Yeah, because I think 2020 I was gonna go also on the road, try to do both and figure it out again, like everyone does. But it was the pandemic.
Yeah.
It was hard to race in Europe and everything.
Yeah.
So I guess I just like kind of took a little break, probably I'd say 4 months. And the pandemic just got worse. I'd say the track was pretty much the best thing until Paris, I'd say. There was a big opening for Paris Olympics, so I just went for it, and I'll see if I want to do road afterwards, but I don't think you can try the GoPro while trying to go to the Olympics at the same time. It's like your living conditions are just not great.
Yeah, and I want you to explain, what is the difference in terms of fitness or skills between a World Tour road cyclist and a World Tour track cyclist? Why isn't there more roadies doing the track and vice versa? Is it really that different in terms of the training, the way you build your muscle?
I think it's a lot of skills or just like abilities like they already have.
Yeah.
Let's say your W prime is 20, you're probably never going to be a track racer because you just can't do those high intensity efforts and then keep going.
Yeah.
Like you'll just get dropped. And then, I mean, we see it sometimes in Ontario, some really, really good guys on the road that would drop me any day. I'm just taking laps on them, laps.
That's crazy.
Because I don't know. It's just different. It's kind of a different sport. Like we'll do drills in Vermont with the PA, and like normally he'd roll me any day, but
on the track
it's not so easy on the track.
Really, this is
because it's not sustained power. Like if you're going off the front, I'm on your wheel. There's no shaking me off. Like I'm gonna be there as long as you can push, because it's not that hard.
But you can drop PA on the track.
Yeah, but once I'm gone, like it's 1v1.
Yeah,
It's the one that's most aerial.
yeah,
Like off the front, so it's a little harder. And it's the fact that you can't stop pedaling, no micro rest. You gotta choose your gear. You can't really make a mistake. You're done if you make a mistake. So yeah.
You mentioned aero.
Yeah.
I think you have an obsession with being aero.
Yeah.
I've been following you for a while, and I've seen the way your position is actually on the TT bike. Where does this obsession for aero come from, and what was your process of refining your position?
Yeah, I think my power numbers are not great compared to other trackies.
Okay.
Like I'm probably 150 watts down on the strongest guys. So I guess it's the only way to make it. If you show up in a team pursuit, then if you go 1/10 faster, you just gotta be more aero.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking on the internet like new chains and new chain rings. I don't know, new shoe covers.
Every little marginal gains, you go for it.
Yeah, taping the vents inside the helmet and like things like that. Yeah.
Well, do you have any more of these micro gains? Because taping the inside vent of the inside vent of the helmet, I've never heard of that.
Especially the POC, where there's an inlet with a channel in it. You kind of get lost in your hair. That's why they specialize as a little buff on it.
Yeah.
So you kind of tape the fence, so
Makes sense.
the air is like trapped inside the channel.
What else?
It's hard to tell.
I know you want to keep some for yourself.
The aero bars is a big part.
Yeah.
I've been kind of cheating my bike fit for a little while.
Yeah.
Just like on those bars I made. So yeah, the rule changed now, so it's a lot easier. You just buy yourself a nice pair of wall chops and kind of go at it. But before you were stuck at 15 degrees. So I had my pads at 15 and then my bars at 30. And then the handle was sideways. So I was right into 10 centimeter, but if you added like the normal grit that you have, I was like probably like 17 centimeter.
So you kind of, it's always about finding.
It's like that rule bending.
Rule bending,
you know,
right?
Like, yeah.
You know, I've worked with the brand Rule 28 a little bit.
Yeah.
And like,
it's like the base layer.
the base layer, yeah. So what's funny about what they just did is like, so you know, you're not allowed to have like socks longer than the half height of the thing.
So
but then
leg warmers.
Aero leg warmers, that works.
Yeah.
And they pull that out, and then like until the UCI put a statement that leg warmers.
Yeah, we tried actually in Melton last week.
And is it faster?
No, we tried to ask the commissaires if we're allowed to like wear leg warmers. They did say yes. We would just like put on like aero leg warmers.
No way.
They're like, nah, like it's not cold enough.
They're gonna put I'm sure UCI will have like a rule to say if it's not under 15 degrees, you can't wear
There's
like
a rule that states that you can't have long bibs.
Yeah.
But you can have like two pieces.
It's funny. I always love when companies are cheating their way.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that aero base layer that you just mentioned.
Yeah.
Have you tried that?
Yeah, I normally wear it all the time. I have a custom suit that I kind of made, like a Veltex suit that has like they had texture on it. Like I put BioRacer fabric on it. That's smooth and it works pretty good.
And you put that base layer under it and
yeah, it works pretty good. It's like my bunch racing just blackout suit. Also wear a Castelli buddy paint with a base layer normally for IPs and trials.
And you can definitely see the aero gains. You feel it.
Yeah, I've tested pretty fast on it. So.
How did you test?
At Melton, I have a no-show.
Okay.
Connect, yeah. So I can, sometimes I'll just ride for like 30 minutes and kind of see how the position is doing and like if I can lower my saddle a little bit or like lower my bars just a tiny.
You see the tiny difference?
Yeah, just like change pedals and lower your saddle, see what happens.
Because I've done some aero testing with Jeff at the Woman. We did a video for those who haven't watched it. And the results are actually incredible. I came through it. Just clothing and aero helmet, 7% gain.
Yeah, but you're like 0.21, 0.22.
Yeah.
On your fastest.
Yeah.
I was able to get like 1.6.
Whoa.
On my Pursuit bike, double disc.
Okay.
Everything. So yeah, that's
in the pursuit position.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That's with the pot and everything.
Is that compared to the let's say Ghana or all these top guys?
Oh, that's way more slippery. Yeah.
By slippery you mean like more drag or faster? Faster.
Ghana's like around 1.9. From like power numbers to his watts on the hour record. So.
Wow. But
I was kind of cheating on that one because I had I don't know if I can talk about this. A secret piece of tech. Under my shoe covers.
Okay.
Well, I'll tell you, it's like a piece of paracord under a KT tape.
Okay.
Guys, quick interruption here. I want to set the stage that this podcast will have most of the time at least one or two sponsored message in between the episode. This is a way for me to fund this podcast so we can have revenue to buy more equipment, to travel, to invite guests over. For me to invest this much amount of time into a project, it needs to be viable. So there will be some commercial message that should be always very highly targeted products for you guys cyclists. Those products are really tailored and targeted to you. So it might interest a lot of you. So our first sponsor message of this podcast, which still don't have a name yet, is Aerofit. You guys know I've been an Aerofit fan, so let's do our first ad read together. I've never really done an ad read together, but Are you looking to improve your athletic performance and overall wealth? AeroFit is the answer. AeroFit is a smart respiratory training device that strengthens your respiratory muscle and increase your lung capacity. With just a few minutes of training a day, you can improve your breathing technique, increase your endurance, and perform at your best. Whether you're an athlete or just looking to improve your health, AeroFit is the perfect solution. Try AeroFit today and take your training to the next level with code CharlesWIMET10. So if you guys want to get AeroFit, use the link in the description. You're going to get 10% off, and this will fund this podcast. All right, let's get back to the episode.
I was kind of cheating on that one because I had I don't know if I can talk about this, a secret piece of tech under my shoe covers.
Okay.
Well, I'll tell you, it's like a piece of paracord under a KT tape.
Okay.
So it's like a base layer that you put under your shoe covers.
Okay.
So let's see if KT tape put a rope on it.
Yeah.
And then glue it on your leg. It like ribs the other side of your shoe cover.
Yeah, I see.
Like a base layer, and then you can kind of.
So kind of make a wing.
You can put it on your shoulders, on your upper back.
And those are huge marginal gains.
You can put it on your legs too.
Really?
Under your bibs.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
I mean, you've probably seen those bibless shorts with the trips on the sides.
I don't think I've seen that.
The pros are starting to use it, but
it works.
You can do it just fine with KT tape and paracord.
And
I've been doing it for a little while.
Really? And no commissaire went to you and say, "This is the."
I can take it off.
And this is so fascinating. The way
I mean, it's a lot of time just like in the house thinking, shit, how am I gonna go through 52? Just like, oh, we'll have to do that. So.
And there's so when you test those little marginal gains, do you keep track of everything? Do you take notes? Like, what's your process through that? And is there something you thought would have been faster and what turns out to be slower?
Yeah, actually, the body paint with the base layer compared to the natural tape suit, it's kind of shit. But if the fit is actually very good for me. Like for the other guys, it's kind of shit too because they get a lot of wrinkles on the shoulders.
Yeah,
I get like none, and my helmet pushes a lot of winds on the side, so it's actually not that bad.
So for you, it was not that bad.
No, like it's not. I'd rather have a Vortex suit, like all custom because it feels nice. But if it's not slow, whatever.
Testing all of this must be kind of expensive. Do you fund like when you buy those $300, $400, or $500 suits?
I normally get them for a pretty good discount.
Yeah.
Or somewhere I know, or used.
Yeah. That makes sense.
If like someone kind of bought it doesn't fit, kind of offer them like super, like you just lowball them and kind of hope for the best.
Yeah. Is a kit getting slower the more you get washed?
Maybe. I try to hand wash them and like hang them so they don't get stretched. The big thing is they'll get stretched and kind of like looser the more you wash them. Or like drier, the chamois is gonna be drier a little bit. So I don't know, I kind of take care of them. I guess if you kind of just throw it in the washer and like in the dryer, it'll all be like stretched out.
Yeah, definitely never dry. Like put it in the dryer, just like any kids.
Only before like it's like 3 degrees and raining, throw it in there. But
yeah,
no,
that makes sense. I see you recently. You've teamed up with a few guys for the T Pursuit.
Yeah.
What was who are the guys you're doing it with, and what are the goals with that?
Yeah. So for now, it's me, Michael Foley, Tokyo 2021 the guy. Went 346 Team Pursuit. That's very fast. Then there's Carson Mattern. That's the triple world champion junior. Yeah. So he can definitely go. He's been a little sick for a little while, so his form wasn't too good going in Milton, but he'll be there. I mean, he's triple world champion, so you can't really be that bad.
Yeah, for sure.
And then Dylan Bibick, elite scratch world champ. So
is that like the potential squad for Paris 2024?
I'd say so. Maybe like give or take one guy. That'll probably be the best team. There's also Derek that's like laying around like that.
But he's doing a lot of road
team somewhere.
Yeah,
but I don't know. We never know.
You never know.
He pulled 6 laps at the Olympics, so
okay.
he can Team Pursuit pretty good.
Yeah, no doubt. And Is your target for the Olympics just the team pursuit? Or do you think you may have a shot as with the Canadian team or make your way through it? And how does it work for the selection for that Canadian team?
Yeah, I'd say I'd love to do the Madison too. So team pursuit Madison.
Mm-hmm.
There's only an Omnium Madison team pursuit. So I mean, it just works. It just said like the fastest guys.
And how do they figure it out? Who's the fastest guys?
Well, you know it pretty quick when you say, okay, guys, today we're running 3/8, so 13/8 laps for 4K, like flying 4K, and you'll know pretty quick.
Who's the fastest?
Oh yeah.
I gotta say, I've done my first individual pursuit at the Velodrome. I made a video with Opera Athlete, and he beat me.
Oh yeah. What's the time?
So it was a 3K,
Yeah.
and I think it was 3:20. So I
Oh shit.
So I've rolled like
3:20.
yeah, I've rolled
Dang.
well 49 an hour. For,
Oh, that's not 3:20.
no,
No.
maybe I missed that up.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't remember exactly.
It's quick.
But the guy Alex, I think he did like 52 speed,
okay.
and I did like 49. He beat me by like 8 seconds. But he only do track.
Nice kid.
It was my first time.
Yeah. Did you have double disc and everything?
Yeah, I had double disc. Yeah. Cycling Canada hooked me up with a little upgrade
The
kit.
service course in there.
Yes.
So for the team pursuit, for the record, like just for people that do track,
Yeah.
when you do flying 200, you got to
Yeah.
do 11
second.
11.0
Okay.
for 4K.
I was doing 18 per lap. 18 seconds.
Okay, yeah.
But-
But doing 13.8.
What does that mean? 13.8
13 second point 8.
per lap.
Yeah.
That's fast.
Yeah, it's 11.0 200 meter time. A lot of people can't even do that just for 200 meter.
How can you compete against those who literally just train for flying 200?
Oh,
You know, like the guys that don't look like cyclists, that they
I like to think I can. I can't.
they're
I can
fast.
see the power numbers in the lab. It's kind of scary.
Really?
Oh yeah,
It's not high. Not high.
It's not even just the 200 meter. It's the 500 meter before winding up. They're doing like 1100 watts up there,
And
and then
then
they kick 2000 for a little bit, and then they come down and they hold to 1200 seated. So it's like over 1400 watts for 30 seconds.
that's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah, seated.
Seated.
At like 150 RPM.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
that's crazy.
Like my best flying 200 is 10.0.
Okay.
And no, even if like they're not that much faster with 9.8 maybe, there's no way. They'll just be in my draft and like they'll kick past me like I'm standing still.
Yeah. But they can't hold more than like 3 minutes. Like can they still do endurance or
An FTP is like 260
That's crazy.
at like 95 kilos. So
No way.
scratch, they're gone in 10 laps.
Yeah. Pretty much, right? But I don't know. It must be
Yeah.
must feel
They hit 26 millimoles.
what was that in lactate.
Yeah, in the minute.
Because I've done a lactate testing, and so I kind of know my number, and I have 18.
Yeah,
So I'm
that's still pretty low.
pretty low compared to
Any track rider.
yeah. But when they do that testing for going to the lactate threshold, are they calculating?
Oh, it's not threshold.
Okay, so
This is like we're doing all out in team pursuit, and then they test you right when you come off.
okay,
And sometimes it just says max. That means it's over 26.
okay.
Then it takes you like 30 minutes to go under 10.
Wow, so it stayed live right now.
Oh yeah.
What was how about you in terms of this lactate testing? Because the audience a bit the way I experienced it. Can you share some of the numbers when you've done that testing?
I don't even know my exact numbers. I think my lactate threshold is like 340.
Okay.
LT, I don't even know. My LT ones are like
Because you don't really
up to 280. I guess.
care on the track with those numbers or those.
It doesn't really matter. It's just like a baseline if you know if you improved or not. Like I'm not gonna just start riding and like test every 15 minutes for fun because it's kind of intrusive.
And Mathias, I want to talk about this one thing. Looking up before this interview, I went on YouTube. I typed your name. Then I found your dad's YouTube channel.
Oh yeah,
It's
a gold mine.
it's a gold mine of content of you and your brother. If you scroll a bit down, and I went a little rabbit hole of it, and let's talk about your progression. A little bit your brother, who was maybe one step ahead of you,
Yeah.
because he's older, and he was also track. And what was his accomplishment? And were you like looking up to him, or was your whole goal of doing cycling is to beat him? What's the story?
I started before him.
Okay.
At like I want to say maybe I don't even know 7 years old racing, and he started like a year or two later.
Yeah.
He got pretty good until like junior. Went to track junior worlds. Went for the track. There was like a huge program back then. Like it was called Next Gen. It was also a road team. They do like Paris-Roubaix, U23, like Tour of Flanders, U23. It's kind of sick. So I want to do that too. He also set the Canadian record, Team Pursuit, which I wanted to beat for a long time, which I did in 2019.
Yeah.
We put like 3 seconds in them in the Team Pursuit. I guess it was just like the races I was doing was like a big deal. I find it was a big deal, so it's like I was kind of looking up to it and like try to make it there. I also like was training with him and like knew his power numbers, and like if I could keep up, like surely in 3 years I'll be able to do that. So yeah.
Is he still cycling?
No, he's like full time. I mean, he's still kind of trains. We're riding 5 hours tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm gonna put him to the sword, but but no, he I think he runs more now.
Okay.
Just to keep in shape.
Yeah.
He's at uni full time, so can't really ride that much.
Got it. So. And now that we, so your dad who took all of these hundreds of videos of you, and I love the way that he just like rip off these GCN videos of all your feature and just take that in and put it in there with your name, so it's easy to find like in the future, right? Because otherwise, like it's very difficult. What was the involvement of your dad? Because he's always at the races. He's always take the photos.
He's like a manager. Like he manages my Facebook account.
Okay.
My athlete account.
Really?
Yeah.
So you can focus on training.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of loves to do it. Like I didn't like the idea of making a Facebook account.
Yeah.
At the start, because it just like takes way too much time, like to post every day and like find content to post and everything. So
I can tell you it takes a lot of time.
So you're just like, I'll do it, and then you started doing it. I guess it kind of worked. Like there's probably 1,000 people just following there, like people that wouldn't follow on Instagram, just like older people.
Yeah,
or just like the people that got the money normally.
Yeah,
but
because at the end of the day, to find sponsor.
Yeah,
it needs to generate sales. That's the way I see it.
Yeah,
and like
or interest. Sometimes it's just people are interested in your career.
Yeah,
so.
And it's there's two ways of sponsorship. Either you get this guy who has like millions of dollars to just don't care and give it to athletes.
Yeah,
like we know a few of them. Or you have companies that need a return on investment.
Yeah,
and it's a bit difficult. And for you, how's that process of finding your sponsors?
Yeah, this year was more equipment wise, because I was looking for a new bike, which I don't have yet, but I'll have it. A Factor,
cool,
nice Austral van.
Nice.
Yeah, it should be nice.
With a new local team.
Yeah, with Vélo Optimum.
Okay.
In Quebec, they decided to sponsor me for the track league. I was like super in a rush, so I didn't get to call everyone I know around, so some of them are kind of pissed that I didn't ask them first, but they were the first to hold their hand up, so they were the first to get it. So that's one. Also needed a car, so I just kind of looked like, what do I need, and then like kind of went into my Facebook and kind of looked like who's following me and who could help me in that. So yeah. Is
it a challenge for let's say Olympic or track cyclists to find sponsors? Is there interest from general public or general companies less than road cyclists?
It's very rare that people find private sponsors in track. Yeah. Like I think I have more sponsors or more sponsor money than Kelsey, even if she's Olympic champion. Like in my mind, I would make a lot of money. If I was Olympic champion, like I'd find a way to make money. Yeah, I guess she doesn't need it, or she doesn't want to, or she doesn't like know how to reach out for sponsors. She has an agency, but I don't know. We kind of just reach out, look what we need, and kind of reach out for this and reach out for that. Yeah.
Do you have an agent?
No.
Do it all yourself or your dad?
Yeah,
your dad's
we kind of do it together. We kind of have the ideas together and kind of just do it.
Because it's difficult because the business-wise, it's a totally different skill set than winning bike races. But both are needed if you want to have a sustained career.
Yeah, because I mean, if you just like pay out of pocket everything, it'll take a huge toll, and just like it's just stressful, and like not a lot of people have your back because sometimes they just don't know about you.
Yeah,
like sometimes you just have to introduce yourself and kind of tell them, or they'll just like follow them on LinkedIn, and they're like, oh, you can race a bike. Like maybe I don't know. You just gotta ask sometimes.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Do you think that that track cycling will gain more traction, more interest in the next few years? And what would it take for track to become as big as road, let's say?
I don't think it'll ever be as big as road because there's so much money there. I mean, you got teams with multi-million budgets, and it's like, well, I don't think like.
But it's a stadium sport.
But it is a stadium sport. It's huge in Europe.
Yeah,
like in Saint-Quentin, there's 15,000 seats.
Wow,
and it was sold out with standing people.
Wow,
at Worlds, and I've never had my ears ringing like that in a race.
That's insane.
Like Dylan is throwing me in, and I literally can't hear what he's saying. And we're both like, "Oh my god, dude! I don't understand what's happening." It's just like the French were out the front, and it was just crazy flags everywhere. It's just like I've never seen something like that.
Because it's like, what's crazy about cycling is like, there's millions and millions of people who practice it, but I don't feel like people are super fan as football or soccer or like. Yeah, like your average soccer player in the neighborhood park will watch the professional play. Yeah, but in cycling, the average cyclist will not watch the professional.
No, especially I mean they'll watch the Tour de France, but they won't watch the Nations Cups or everything.
No,
like, I mean I can understand why nobody watches the Nations Cup. Like there's probably just a handful of events that are kind of entertaining to watch. It's like. Well, who's gonna watch like team pursuit qualifiers?
Yeah.
Just like I'd get pretty excited to just watch it, but it's just because I know what's going on in there. There's like those four guys racing each other like alone on the track or whatever. I find it interesting to see people fuck up and like they go fast, or it's like surprises, or
that's crazy because I mean it's kind of the dream that cycling gets as big as any other sport, and I feel it kind of should like
it's kind of getting bigger. I think like track cycling is getting a little bigger. There's a lot more people that tries it out, and then they kind of get excited about it, and then they watch the races because they don't know how hard it is. Like it just looks easy, like a race. Like you watch a fast race, everyone's just floating to the boo, and it's like. Yeah. They don't understand how fast we're going out there.
You have to ride the boards to understand how fast it is.
Oh, yeah.
I want to talk about Bromont.
Yeah.
The newly built velodrome that we all now have in Quebec. It's an hour from Montreal. And I think you live in Trois-Rivières.
Yeah.
How will Bromont, that now we have a covered velodrome, will change the way you train? And I guess you must be excited about it.
Yeah, I'm very excited, but I can't really train here a lot.
Why?
So, because we're based in Melton, we do team pursuit, so we need to like tally up the 4 guys, and 3 of the 4 guys live in Ontario.
So you have to.
So and it's also more advanced there. We got we've got the service course there. We have hundreds of wheels, and hundreds of frames. We got all the bars, the bike fitting tools, all the massage therapists.
There's more
there.
support at Milton.
Yeah, we got 2 gyms and everything, but
it's been open for
15
years.
We could have the same things in Bromont. I just think it's not there yet.
Yeah,
but it's definitely very cool. Just I'm very excited to race there.
Yeah, have you been to the local races?
No, not yet.
Yeah, you will fucking crush every person.
Nick told me not show up. It'd be a little too
intimidating.
Not yet, but I mean, people would not sign up.
That's a good point.
It's like when I say I'm going to a group ride in Trois-Rivières. some of the guys just don't show up. They're scared. It's like,
crazy.
I don't ride that hard.
You know what? If
Like,
I'm gonna ask. We're talking about Nicolas, who's like the general manager.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna try to get a rule in. If you want to sign up, you need to be on entry level bike with a flapping jersey, like just some sort of handicap for you to at least be on the same level playing field as everyone.
I see.
I would see you on this rental
I
Argon.
love my super bike. It's so nice.
Course. But I mean,
the confidence you get.
I'll put it out there. If Mathias want to race the senior one, you need an entry level bike.
I have a middle of the line Argon I can hop on with no disc.
Yes.
Yeah,
That'll be funny.
I could do that.
And I'm still sure you will crush the field. Would
It'd
you?
be harder.
It would
Yeah,
be harder,
I
of
mean,
course.
Yeah, I do know some tactics that would put some people to the sword, but
Because I love track. Like, like I've been riding track, like even before we had the velodrome covered. I've been going to Milton. Just I feel I kind of want to do it more. Like, it's more my power profile than road.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, it's fun. It's more as soon as you have more than 1,000 watts for a little bit.
Yeah,
it's fun.
Yeah,
you can beat everyone.
I got a 30-second 1,000.
Yeah,
I think I could do that.
Yeah, it's nice.
Which race would that put me more benefits?
I'd say tempo.
Tempo?
Yeah, tempo is so hard.
Okay.
But high power will get you the win every time.
I think for those who don't know much of track, let's just go over the 4 or 5 main events and just explain the name, because tempo, we just said tempo. What is tempo? For some people, tempo is riding, it's a zone.
Oh yeah.
What is the tempo race? What is the elimination race?
Yeah.
Scratch and points.
Madison too, but
yeah.
The scratch, easy 40 laps. It's like a crit. No, 60 laps in a standalone
First
scratch, or Omnium scratch is 40 laps. It's first to the line. If you take a lap, you're back in the field, but a lap up.
They had points.
No.
For the Omnium, no.
Well, if you take a lap, you win.
Got it.
You're like first in the race, but still in the pack.
Got it.
Elim is just last of the line every second lap. You're out.
Mm-hmm.
It's a rough one.
Yes,
it's
nice.
nice.
I think it's my favorite. I like it.
Yeah. It's super tricky to nail.
Yeah.
But because like when you fuck up, you're out of the race. You can't learn.
No, and it always happens. Like, you're still fresh.
Oh,
your
yeah.
legs are good, and you're just kicked
it makes for for a lot of control when you got off the track and you're extremely pissed.
Yeah.
Good control to not throw your helmet out. Points race is just every 10 laps. There's 5 points on the line. It goes 5, 3, 2, 1. Last point is doubled, and every lap you take is 20 points.
And medicine.
Tempo.
Okay, yeah.
Tempo is 40 laps. First 4 laps are neutralized. So you got 36 points on every lap. It's 1 point. And if you take a lap, it's 20 points. And the win is decided by whoever got the most points.
Not the who crossed the line first at the end.
Yeah, it's often tied up until like it'll be like maybe 2 guys lapped, and then there's a guy with 6, 5, and then like 2 points, and then there's probably like 8 guys with 1, and then the last sprints decides the order of the tide, and then if you have 0 points, the last sprints puts you in order. So maybe sometimes you get a top 5 with 0 points.
Wow.
So, yeah,
it's a good strategy to also aim for the end of the race, because the points are doubled.
No, it's only 1 point.
No?
You could get second in the last sprint, but still get fifth, because there's only 4 guys with points.
Yeah, I see.
You get the first of the 0 points, and then you get first of them.
Got it.
So,
that makes sense.
It's a lot of maths on the bike.
Yeah,
like, that's
and
the only
while
thing
racing, you have to do those maths.
It's the hard thing about Bromont. There's no board.
Okay.
So I told them to put a board up, because it's
to know who.
It's kind of brutal for a points race, like 160 lap points race, where
it's hard to keep track of who's ahead and who should you chase, who should you not chase.
Yeah, it's impossible. Keep track of the points.
Yeah,
24 guys. It's nah.
Wow.
Especially at the end of an Omnium, which, like, let's say you have 98 points, and then you're standing in 5th, and then you got to beat guys to get a top 3, and you're like starting to think, okay, maybe I need to win this point, and then wait for the last, and it's kind of hard
Yeah.
because you're looking up, and then the board is like drifting up because they want to show everyone.
Yeah.
And you can never see your name. You're just like, fuck. And how many points do I have? You can't see.
I can.
Your coach is screaming on the side. You can't hear shit.
You can't hear. Yeah, when we did the pursuit race, like Sebastian was trying to shout me times on the side, and I have a bit of not hearing issue, but I don't hear well when there's wind.
Yeah.
And he was trying to just tell me the speed I was going, and I would just not.
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
all.
We often have an iPad
That would
like
make
on the
sense.
side of the track with lap splits or the differential between the two teams.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
I don't like it because I literally can't see.
Yeah,
I
of
can't
course.
see it.
You can't see forward.
Yeah. And I can't hear it because there's those tape ducts right next to my ears, so they just go like.
You don't hear anything.
Can't hear shit. With the pox, like, I don't know.
Yeah, a bit like we've seen. Was it the Olympics or World Champ when the lap person, like when someone got lapped in the pursuit and he ran into the other guy? What happened there is because
we're looking straight down.
Really?
Oh yeah, like I can show you a picture. Like there's no I can't see my front wheel.
The way when you ride, so you just look at the line under you.
So I can see like the bottom of my wheel on the line.
The front or the back of the wheel?
The front
wheel.
of
the wheel. Okay.
Yeah, you can see like where your
That's
tire is
insane.
like touching the line.
Yeah, and that's all you look.
And like you kind of know the track, so you know like when the corner's coming, and then you just adjust from there. That's all you see. It's like someone could be there and you don't ran into.
So that's what happened in the.
Dan Bigham ran straight into Carson Mattern at Worlds.
Oh, it was Carson
at IP.
Okay.
Yeah, right into the back. Like Carson's like midway in the corridor, and Dan Bigham just like flies back on the black line and just like runs right into him.
How can this be avoided? Or like, is there an alarm that like you're coming? Yeah, you're looking down. Yeah, you're not looking forward. Your hands are above.
No, I'm not
your
even
eye lines.
forcing my eyes forward. I'm just looking straight down.
And is it when you're riding pursuit with the team, you still look like that? Everyone looks down like this.
Oh, that's team pursuit. Yeah,
that's team pursuit. Is it when you're ahead? When you're ahead, or when you're
like you can kind of see I'm looking a little bit more forward.
A little bit more forward.
You need a like.
Yeah, I see.
Not do like a bungee cord.
Yeah.
On P2 P3.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you'll like stress the whole team.
Mm-hmm.
But and also like you touch a wheel, you're gone.
Oh yeah.
Like you're gonna die.
Yeah. Yeah, with those speeds, like the.
And like the pressure in the tires, like there's no grip. You touch the wheel, you're done. There's no saving it in the bars, like trying to pull back.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll touch the wheel head on.
Yeah.
It's not too bad.
But when you're
you kind of like play with it like this.
Yeah.
You just kind of just like kicks back.
Yeah.
But on the side, like everyone's going down.
Wow. That's insane. Mathias, what's coming up for you this season and next goal, and what can we wish you for the next season?
Yeah, Pan American Championships next month.
And you have gotta say, PA Côté won the road race.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to bring it for Canada here.
Yeah, last year we got 16 jerseys.
Wow, you guys are crushing it. Which countries are in the Pan Am game?
There's the US, Colombia, Chile.
Okay, it's all
South American and America.
And on
Mexico.
On the track, is it who the big opponents are? The US or
US, Mexico, and Colombia. There's some pretty good Brazilian that kind of sus, but
we don't see quite a lot often Brazilians on the world tour.
They don't.
They just play soccer.
They stay in their secret little stash house and they show up pretty strong. I don't know.
Don't know what's going on behind the curtains.
I don't know what's going on. Well, no, they're not beat. They're pretty easy to beat. Yeah.
So Pan Am Games, World Champs.
Yep.
And then again,
either Pan Am Games or Track Champions League.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, we wish you good luck, Mathias.
Thank you.
And thanks for coming on to the first episode here.
Of course.
I still don't even have a name for the podcast yet. I'm just going to be
the Felt podcast.
I just have a hat. Not too much branding. I don't think. But yeah, it's been a pleasure. If you guys enjoyed, just let us know. If you have any question for Mathias, drop them in the comments.
I'll be in the comments
just
too.
Pop in the comments. I'm sure there's a lot of things we did not answer, but We have a crit later today.
Oh yeah.
We're in Boucherville and it's the Boucherville Criterium today. So I'm just going to roll to the start line, which is something that you can pretty much never do.
Yeah.
And
I have to ride 2.5 hours before the crit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
So I'll be dull. I'll be a little bit duller, but whatever.
Cool.
I'll take a Red Bull and be good.
Cool. I got some Red Bull for you if you want to need some. I have a fridge. All right.
All right.
Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one. All right, guys. So this is it for the first episode of the podcast. I still don't have a name for it. If you guys have any idea of how I should be naming it, just let me know in the comments down below. Big shout out and thanks to Mathias for coming along as the first guest. Mathias actually won the crit the afternoon of, or the way when we recorded the podcast. I finished 6th, so I was very stoked on that. And now, what's next? Who's next on the podcast? I don't know, but we have a lot of potential, very interesting guests. So you want to make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Leave a thumbs up on this video. Share it with your friends because this might get very good. I want to create the world's best cycling podcast on the planet. Yes, I want to do that. Eventually. It's going to take some time. It's going to take some repetition. But if you guys keep listening, keep watching, keep supporting, I think it's definitely something that we could do all together and have a lot of fun doing it. All right. So without further ado, guys, if you enjoyed this one, leave a thumbs up, subscribe. And my name is Charles, and I will see you on the road or into the next video. Peace.